Welcome to Healthcare Sucks. As the Mueller rollover of Mueller continues, honestly, no matter which side you're on, you have got to admit this is nuts. So with that, I want you to watch this, and then I'll hit you up for a few questions.
Susan Rice, what did Samantha Powers, what did Loretta Lynch, what did, let me see, Brennan and Clapper, what did they know and when did they know it? What did Obama know and when did he know it? If, as Page and Struck are saying, Loretta Lynch was running the whole thing from inside the Justice Department. Or, by the way, in the CIA or FBI, did they engage or sign off on surveillance against the Trump team to spy on them before opening the so-called counterintelligence investigation? Because, in other words, did they bypass American laws about, abusing intelligence and using the weapons of intelligence against the American people and outsource that to friendly allies and get information they wouldn't otherwise get? And by the way, maybe places like the UK to gather evidence on Trump campaign, or maybe Australia, maybe Italy. Did the CIA try to pressure the FBI into opening a Trump collusion probe before the election? And by the way, we do need to know, considering it was so important, issues like loan applications, taxes, and taxi medallions, who else lied to Congress? And we know Andrew McCabe is being probed for false testimony, but he also said, remember, no dossier, no FISA warrant. By the way, his testimony contradicts that of Glenn Simpson at Fusion GPS. Somebody lied, somebody told the truth, and it all conflicts with what Bruce Orr said. But again, let's go back to Loretta Lynch. What did she know? When did she know it? James Clapper, Brennan, when did they know it? Mark my words, we are inching closer and closer to justice. There is no stopping this abuse of power and corruption from being exposed. That I can promise you tonight. It's time for transparency and accountability. We cannot let this happen in our country again. My source is telling me, just buckle up, it's all coming soon. It's time to declassify those FISA applications. Bruce Orr's 302s, what we call our bucket of five. We still have the IG Horowitz. He is expected later this spring with his report on FISA abuse, the Hoover report on leaking abuse, Gang of Eight material. Let's see it all. Now, Democrats want transparency. Okay, absolutely. Let's expose the biggest abuse of power, corruption scandal in this country's history. The American people will be shocked. Let's expose the new radical extreme Democratic Party, just still hell-bent on spreading lies every second hour of every day. A public trial, nonstop witch hunt against this president. When the Democrats aren't fueling their unhinged hysteria, well, let not your hearts be troubled, because their cohorts and the hate Trump media mob, they just pick up the slack. Take a look.
If, the main concern here is that he's not going to be convicted by the Senate, Democrats may be making a bad political calculation there.
It's not as if the Mueller report was a dud. This is something that has a lot in it that implicates the president in actual crimes.
I still hope that in this day and age, Republicans will see the facts and will be as appalled as the Democrats are.
This report was completely exposing of unfit, impeachable behavior.
An innocent man does not screech and complain.
Some might ask, why haven't you opened an impeachment inquiry? Or, in fairness, is that what you're doing right now?
And
politics impact this, though? How much does the politics matter in this? Impeachment gets politicized, so you have a legal case that you believe this happens and you should do it.
Coming from the Penguin there on the right.
How much is that going to influence this decision? Is this in Nancy Pelosi's hands?
Penguin,
We know Democrats aren't interested in
Catwoman.
Even Speaker Pelosi downplaying impeachment, writing in a new letter that there are other ways to hold the president accountable. She's scared to death knowing the political ramifications this witch hunt continuing will mean for the Democratic Party and her power. And those sentiments echoed by Democratic leaders in a call earlier today. That's not stopping the radical base, though, of the new extreme radical socialist Democratic Party, like collusion truther.
And here is Pencil Neck. He got that one right. This guy is so far out there. Even if you're far left, you got to admit this guy is a total nut.
Anytime you want for the full hour, and I will.
With that being said, there's absolutely no way this Joker, and I'm having trouble deciding whether he's the Joker or the Riddler, because the Joker at least had a little bit of class, where the Riddler was just a lost soul. So I have to go with pencil neck, though. I mean, that really fits. Now, again, whether you're left or right, if you're smart, you're in between all this. Because there's some far out left, some far out right. But this has got to end. I'm going to tell you, this is a future prediction from Healthcare Sucks. If this continues in 2020, all of this worry about Russia, this worry about China, this worry about everything else, we will be so divided, it makes it easy for us to be attacked. And we are already being attacked, whether you realize it or not. And it's not just the Russia thing or whatever. It's more the China thing and other powers that are going on. If you think they aren't enjoying this, you're wrong. And another thing, if you, on the other side of the coin here, if you guys really think Trump runs everything, you're wrong there too, because everybody in politics is a puppet. This is like days of our lives, or something much worse. Now, with that being said, guys, feel free to comment. Feel free to yell at me if you think I'm wrong. But I'm telling you straight out, this case is closed. This is over. Now, if we're going to do this, and we're going to complain one more day past today, then we need to go to Little Miss Hillary. We need to crack open those, what WikiLeaks has. Julian, free of Julian. Let him break out Hillary stuff. You know he's got it. Put it out for the public, and let's see the truth. We already know what she did with Uranium One, things like that. Nobody destroys that kind of stuff. Nobody gets away with it. If it was you or I that destroyed something, we'd be locked away for 20 years. Come on, guys. If you think that's justice, then you don't know what justice is. And I'll add something else. Justice is truly blind because it's allowing these things to continue. So with that, try not to get too in deep into this. This is a days of our lives. It's more like a worse soap than that. It's like, it'll come to me one of these days, guys, and I will throw it out there. But it's more like politics for pukes, or politics by pukes. And they're all a bunch of sad, insecure people. I mean, if this guy at night, he probably holds a teddy bear and sleeps with it, because no real woman would want to be with that. Or a man, if you're that side of the fence. Come on, this guy is pathetic. The same as, you know, the rest of them. Clapper is one of the most pathetic people I've ever seen on TV. Comey, that's a sad in its own class. And if you don't like the current president, so be it. But I will tell you that if we wouldn't have who we have, which is more independent than we're ever going to see again after this, you can bet your booties from now on, there won't be nobody like the current president. We're going to be under the scrutiny. We're going to be under that one world order thing. It's coming. And people like him is pushing it. You think we can trust this guy to look at top secret reports and make judgment calls for the United States? That makes me scared. It truly does. That, along with all the illegal manipulating things that have done. You know, I think we should have to open up all the files that Comey has ever done. Those people should be released immediately. anything Clapper has touched is tainted. So with that being said, this is Healthcare Plus, and the plus is really sucking out there. Let me tell you, this is ridiculous. $30 million wasted? Come on, guys. We could have all got a couple grand in our pocket to go buy stuff for ourselves. Wouldn't you rather have that than these bozos wasting our money? Let's vote for that. A couple grand in each of our pockets instead of... They're going to waste more. We could have 3 or 4 grand in our pocket by the time this is done. So with that being said, as always, healthcare sucks. Feel free to comment. Over and out.